And breaking news coming in this morning. Well, after being exposed by Republic TV, Zakir Naik has now issued a statement. The hate preacher is talking about social and communal harmony. In fact, he's gone on to say that he respects the law in Malaysia. He would do nothing to disrupt it. And he's also said that everyone should check their facts before jumping to conclusions. Let's listen in to what he said. All right, before we cut across to that reaction, his statement reads, I am humbled to be a part of this diversity and also acknowledge the sensitivities it entails. I would never wish to disrupt or jeopardize this balance in any way to break the law of this country, because it is my primary concern to foster the social harmony currently that the citizens enjoy. To anybody who does not want Islam to be presented as a religion of peace, this is a quick and dirty way to discredit the faith. I implore anybody who comes across such material to verify it before jumping to conclusions. And joining us on this is our political editor, Aishwarya Kapoor, on the phone line. Aishwarya, well, hate preacher Zakir Naik now talking about social harmony, quite a U-turn. And not just that, he's trying to cover himself up clearly.
Well, basically this is happening because he understands that the pressure is immense onto the Malaysian government, but despite that, the Malaysian Prime Minister has come out openly in his support, and this is something which has acted as a shot in the arm for him. But this is only temporary, because what we are being told that the government of India is now going to approach the international community in this regard, and also to the Malaysian Prime Minister. They are going to provide ample amount of evidence against Zakir Naik, this man who is not only created trouble in India, but the Indian subcontinent per se in Bangladesh. Those blasts cannot be forgotten in Bangladesh, and those people who were caught and then killed, those terrorists, they openly blamed Zakir Naik and said that they have been indoctrinated by the man. So that's the reality of this individual who calls himself as nothing but a preacher of religion. So this man has been spreading venom in the Indian society, and it's a well-known fact going in by the documents, but he has been able to, if we could say, basically impress and brainwash the present political dispensation back in Malaysia, and as a result, he's got a temporary release. There is no denying that.
Aishwarya, thank you for joining us this morning. Meanwhile, the Malaysian government is now divided over Zakir Naik. In fact, Republic TV spoke to Deputy CM Penang, who said that Zakir Naik should not be allowed to stay in Malaysia. He should be sent back to India and face probe. Let's listen in to that telephonic conversation with our editor, Niranjan Narayanaswamy.
I'm not sure if a normal person would be able to get an audience with the Prime Minister there, and if Zakir Naik is getting a platform and if he's meeting the Prime Minister, do you approve of the message that is being sent out?
No, we are very unhappy. A large segment of the Malaysians are not very happy with Zakir Naik, because when he was given a kind of a carte blanche by the former government,
right,
he went around making hate speeches.
Yes.
He went around condemning religions other than Islam.
That's correct.
And there were a lot of protests. Even my office was bombed when I called him Satan. No?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's correct.
And now we thought once the new government is in, I think it would be the first order that they would be cooperating with the government of India and getting back to India to face trial.
That's correct.
We are surprised that the Prime Minister, Dr. Mahathir Mohamad,
yes,
is not actually pursuing this line, and someone asked him today, how come Malaysia is not sending back Zakir Naik, because Professor Ramasamy, like me, that he has raised this matter. He said that we should not be pressured by other countries. No, the question is not the pressure by other countries. There is a treaty that was mutually consented to. If a crime was committed by Indian national in Malaysia, Malaysia would take the necessary step to send him back to India. And similarly, if a crime was committed in India by Indian national and seeking refuge and a fugitive in Malaysia, I'm sure it is the duty of the Malaysian government, as required by the law, to send him back.
No, but would you ask your coalition partner in that case, Mr. Ramaswamy, to send Zakir Naik back?
Tomorrow, yes. No, we are saying tomorrow. I've asked some members of the cabinet to raise it. Tomorrow is the cabinet meeting.